Shoulder press is huge because having nice, big, sounds weird. It's time to change your ways. It's time to repent. You're not gonna get rich renting out your time. You must own equity, a piece of business to gain your financial freedom. One thing we love is an empty gym. It's a beautiful day. Today, we're gonna be talking about a couple exercises that I believe completely changed my physique. And if you implement them and start doing them, I'm sure you're gonna start seeing results. So to be completely honest, when I first started working out, I did not really start working out for appearance or physique. I really just started doing it because I wanted to find a way to deal with like stress and anxiety. I was in school at the time, I had a lot going on, and I just wanted to find a way that I could channel my energy into a more positive outlet. And that's when I started working out. I really started like running and weightlifting, and that was just my way of relieving my stress. So that's how I started, and it's interesting to see how it just became part of me, and it became something that just worked really well with my lifestyle, and that's why I continued doing it. I'm actually also, ironically enough, a kinesiology major, so I was studying exercise science in school. So I learned a lot about being able to like maintain and build a physique and being able to like build your body, because that's literally what I studied in school. It's just interesting to see that like that wasn't my goal at first, but that's what ended up happening. Now that I'm done virtue signaling, I'm gonna start telling you about the exercises that actually helped me build my physique. And the things that I think that if you start doing and incorporate them regularly into your exercises, you'll be able to build and maintain a solid physique. All right, so as I'm here, I'm realizing the reason why I don't usually lift in this gym, which is that the weights, like they just don't go up very high. Like I think the max we have here is, we have like a 50, like bro, the highest weight is 50 pounds. Like that's problematic. Like you wanna be able to at least have a gym that goes up to 100. It would be hard to get gains like if you're only lifting 50-pound dumbbells, especially for this next exercise. It's a good start, but to be honest, to get like the gains that you want, you have to be lifting heavy. We'll settle for the 50s, I guess. First exercise that you definitely want to include is your shoulder press. Shoulder press is huge because having nice, big, sounds weird, but like having like good shoulders is like huge in terms of having like a solid physique, because your frame is like very important. And if you're able to build a solid top of your frame through having like really nice shoulders, then you'll be able to have the first building block that I believe in having a solid physique. So it's important to make sure that you're challenging yourself and progressively overloading. I see a lot of people in the gym, they only stick around like 30, 35, and that's good if you're a beginner, but ultimately you have to be pushing yourself to do more. So second exercise on the list is definitely gonna be tricep extensions. Tricep extensions are huge because they can make your arms look very massive. People tend to underestimate how huge this is in terms of building nice arms. They just focus on the bicep. But honestly, I feel like it's even more important to focus on your tricep, because your tricep is gonna really help in increasing the size and appearance of your arms. So heavy triceps, do them all the time in all different types of variations, and make sure that you're getting a full range of motion when you do them. So next exercise that I think will change your physique is weighted pull-ups. Now, before you guys get all upset at me, these I think are a great exercise in terms of building your back and also just building your overall physique. Pull-ups in general are great. So honestly, if you could do 10 to 15 pull-ups, I would challenge you to start adding weight to them, because there comes a point where pull-ups honestly can become easy if you're training all the time and doing pull-ups all the time. So to add difficulty, to introduce that progressive overload, I'm gonna recommend that you guys start doing weighted pull-ups. I honestly feel like that started changing my physique completely, and that's when a lot of people just started asking like, yo bro, like what are you doing in the gym? Nothing had really changed, it's just I had increased the intensity of a lot of my exercises, including pull-ups. So when you can do 10 to 15 pull-ups without weight, full range of motion, begin to add weight, and then the same rule applies. Once you're able to do 10 to 15, full range of motion, add more weight, and keep doing it until you can. So next on the list, right in line with weighted pull-ups, is gonna be weighted dips. Weighted dips I think are huge because they're targeting three muscles. They're targeting your chest, your shoulders, and your triceps. So I think like if you're just trying to like knock out like a quick compound exercise on a push day, weighted dips can be huge. Back in the day when I was kind of crazy, what I would do is superset my weighted pull-ups with my weighted dips. So I would do a set of, let's say 10 to 12 reps of weighted dips that I'll go right into with the same weight weighted pull-ups. Honestly, I feel like this is just a great combination exercise because a lot of the machines, they have it already. They have the dips and they have the pull-ups. So might as well just knock them out both at the same time. Even if it was was like a push day, I would still just knock out the weighted pull-ups because I'm right there. But yeah, weighted dips are huge. I think it's a great exercise to completely change your physique. If you're a beginner in the gym and never lifted before, I honestly think if you just do weighted pull-ups and weighted dips, you'll see a massive transformation in your physique. This exercise, I will say a word of caution is that you can cause some like sternal pain. So if it's getting to that point where you're starting to feel pain on your sternum when you're doing it, lay off the weight, maybe do it non-weighted first, and then progressively overload as you begin to become more comfortable. But if you're never able to like do it comfortably, then obviously just do it without the weight and just do it with your body weight, and honestly that also will be very effective. So this last exercise is going to be none other than hack squat / Smith machine squats. Since today is in leg day, I'm just gonna pull up like an old clip and show you guys what I'm doing and why I think it's so beneficial. I'm honestly starting to prefer the Smith machine squat, but either way, both of these exercises are essential. You cannot be skipping leg day and say that you go to the gym. It's time to change your ways. It's time to repent and start doing it differently, because honestly, like, legs are just huge. You have to train your legs. You gotta train your legs. It's important to be balanced in your workouts. So whether you're doing it 1 or 2 days a week, just make sure that you're including some type of leg exercises in your routine. What's important is to make sure that you find exercises that you can stick with and exercises that you enjoy. So I personally have like lower back problems, so that's why I prefer the support of a Smith machine squat or a hack squat. That's one of the ways I'm able to enjoy the exercises that I'm doing and stay consistent with it. That's what's most important with this working out thing, man. It's consistency, finding things that you can do that you can stick with, because there's no point in doing something high intensity for only like a week or 2 weeks at a time. What we're thinking about is 3, 5, 10 years. So find exercises that you could do and you can see yourself doing long term and see the progress that comes with staying consistent with your exercises. Okay, so I wanted to talk about more than just fitness. I'm just gonna talk about like the stuff that I've been learning recently. So yesterday I was listening to this podcast with Naval, and he was talking about his tweet storm, which was titled "How to Get Rich Without Getting Lucky." One of the things he talks about is you're not gonna get rich renting out your time. You must own equity, a piece of business to gain your financial freedom. I think this has been something that I've really been trying to just ingrain in my life recently. I work a W-2 job, so I already know that like, even though this is one of the paths to creating wealth and like people do it all the time, it's not necessarily the best nor the most efficient. So I've been trying to like figure out ways that I could leverage other things like capital into investing in assets and things like that, and equity, so I can be able to build my wealth that way, which I believe is more efficient and also just more of a better long-term plan. That is what I've been working on, and it's very difficult not to fall into lifestyle inflation. I feel like a lot of my friends and just people I know have all bought like new cars and like all these new things, and like it's very hard to restrain myself from getting those things as well, even though like I am like in a position where I can do that. But I'm trying to just exercise that restraint to where I can first build assets and like build equity, like he's saying, so I'm not renting out my time in order to achieve those things. Because what you'll find is that like a lot of people, they'll buy like the fancy car, they'll buy the fancy house, and then they'll be a slave to their job because they can never leave their job. And if they leave their job, then they're screwed because like they have all this debt and things like that. I just think it's important that we try to minimize our liabilities and that we try to like find ways that we can leverage the jobs that we work into things that will be able to provide us wealth in other ways. So whether that's real estate, businesses, whatever it is. All right guys, so that's it for this video. That's 5 exercises that I believe changed my physique for the better. If you're gonna start doing any of them, let me know in the comments. And if there's anything else that you would have added, go ahead and let me know in the comments as well. Appreciate you guys watching the video. We're a small channel, just trying to grow. And if you wanna go ahead and leave a like and subscribe, I would appreciate that. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. And if you have any video topics or any ideas that you guys wanna see, let me know.